Hi, Declan Davey here, health copywriter, and today it's our turn to review the homepage for the Mindfulness Project, who are based in London. We're going to quickly read through their About page on the LinkedIn site, and then we're going to click through to their website and have a look and see what we like and see what we think could maybe be tweaked a little bit to make the homepage more effective. Feel free to put me at 1.25 speed if you want to move things along faster. So let's quickly read through on LinkedIn. It says that the Mindfulness Project is an organization dedicated to teaching and sharing the skills of mindfulness. Using an accessible, secular and evidence-based approach, the skills that we teach at our workshops, courses and training help individuals to improve their health, well-being and performance. This is supported by the increasingly large amount of scientific research, which is showing that mindfulness has the potential to enrich and in many cases transform people's lives. And then we break down, we've got a section on mindfulness courses and workshops, mindfulness for business, mindfulness retreats, and the Mindfulness Project books. So there seems to be quite a number of facets to their brand, rather than going after a sort of specific audience within the mindfulness niche. Let's click on the website and see what we find. It's got the brand name displayed clearly at the top, which is good to build familiarity. And we have a nice number of options here along the navigation bar. I would say just the right amount. The one thing you could maybe argue is missing is a clear contact us button going through to an email form or through to details with the phone number. For people who don't want to read through the whole site and just want to find out about mindfulness now, that could be a good option. And we've just got a live chat pop up as well, which is a great addition for websites. A lot of people do like the chat option. I wonder if the word mindfulness could be changed to something more specific. I'm just mindful, excuse the pun, that people already know about mindfulness, I would think, when coming onto the site. So maybe it could be mindfulness articles or mindfulness tips, because the visitor already knows that this site is about mindfulness. Something more specific might encourage them to click. And then we've got a rather narrow design and a short design. It's certainly unique how it's laid out with different colors and different sort of squares and rectangular shapes. My honest impression is that I'm quite overwhelmed. I don't know where to look. We've got information on the left, on the right. We've got information that's scrolling through. And so my eyes are going a bit like that, not quite sure where to focus. Maybe some people will like this, but personally I prefer when it's laid out in the form you'd expect, of scrolling through naturally with piece of information going down in a chain-like effect. So I wonder which part of this block could serve as maybe the heading, just to introduce the visitor to the service and what it's all about. Maybe the quote could be a good option to include in the heading. Quote of the week. Meditation is not evasion, it is a serene encounter with reality, which I think really beautifully sums up the potential benefits for meditation and people who are practicing. Or just a heading that summarizes your core service or services in 1 or 2 lines with a relevant image. Maybe it could be an image that invokes peace or tranquility or serenity, maybe related to nature, or an image of the founder, perhaps, or founders, just giving the opportunity for the web visitor to put a face to a name. And again, it just builds familiarity for people who maybe are coming onto the site for the first time. Let's just see if all of these elements are clickable. So the first one was not, the second one was, and we go into a nice page here summarizing what seems to be a book on mindfulness. But some of these sections, for example, what is mindfulness, that doesn't open up. Sign up to, my mistake, it does open up, but only on the text. So we could look at that two ways. You could look at that as if that's me being stupid, or we could look at it as perhaps other web visitors will expect that the whole block will be clickable, not just the text. You might be missing out on some conversions there, perhaps. And obviously, if we're having people click enough times and it's not doing or responding how they expect, then they might be put off and go elsewhere. But let's have a look at some of the other sections within this block. We've got About Us, which is great. And I think if we had that in a separate section below, you could maybe expand on that a little more. Because people do like to find out more about the service before they invest. We've got sign up to our newsletter here. I do like that it's in a bright color. It stands out. My eyes are drawn there, maybe more than any other part of the page. But we've got to think about, why would someone who's coming onto the site for the first time want to sign up to a newsletter, right? People's inboxes are already quite full, generally speaking. So is there going to be a specific benefit that the visitor is going to get by signing up, by giving you their email address? If there is, whether that be a discount on one of the books, or maybe a code for a discount on one of the courses, an introductory course, then absolutely try and include it there, because that's a much stronger incentive then for someone to give you their email address or contact details. There's an option for audio here, which is a nice touch, not something you often see on websites. Let's see if this responds. So it does. I won't go into the whole section, but I think that is a great option as well, for having right at the top of the page, why meditate, because that's a common objection, is people hear about meditation and mindfulness and how it's going to be so good for us. It seems to be very trendy, but some people might be wondering, well, why? What's it going to bring me? What benefits can I get from this? So if you can summarize that in maybe a 30-second or minute introduction on an audio, or even turn it into a video, then I think that would be a really strong start to the website. Then some of the sections towards the bottom here, we've got the lab, which I'm curious to find out more. It seems to be latest articles, insightful interviews, and inspiring talks. So I think that's creative. It's been labeled the lab. It does build intrigue, and they all seem like potentially great benefits for someone who is interested in mindfulness. Probably want to read about it in the form of articles. They probably want to hear about it in the form of talks and interviews. We've got an image of the book, which we've already clicked into. We've got the Mindfulness Test, which again is curious and does build intrigue. These are really nice touches to a homepage. A lot of brands wouldn't put this amount of effort and energy into it. And it seems very relevant. We've got 20 questions here, which you can rank yourself from very often to never. And presumably you get some kind of result at the end, which shows you with what degree you're living mindfully. So I think these are all really nice features. I would just redesign the page to break them up so that they're less overwhelming at the start, and instead we can almost drip feed the web visitor with bits of interesting information and incentives for people to continue scrolling through, which, if they reach the bottom of the page and they've got the bonus of having found out why they should meditate in a nice summary, they've got the bonus of finding a little bit more about the team, they've got the bonus of links to the lab with latest articles, interviews and talks, and then they've got the bonus of a test or quiz. That's a nice amount of layers of different content that people are going to enjoy, and then hopefully get in touch via email or call or take a look at some of the courses on offer. So I think we'll tie things up there. It's certainly a really unique design, and for the team at London Mindful, I hope you found this useful. As always, not trying to be critical, just giving my honest thoughts on first impressions. And maybe you have a couple of tips that you want to take away and try out. It looks like a great project you've got going, and I'd be excited to see the brand hopefully grow over time. For any other health, wellness, or medical businesses that would like a homepage review, I will include a link below this video which you can click on and get in touch. Thanks for watching.